So let's talk about retirement and marriage.
Marriage.
My husband and I have been retired together for a while now, and we've learned that enjoying retirement together just takes a little more than just having free time. So today I want to share what I think is our secret to enjoying retirement together. And this is Mary, and I'm with Vintage Wisdom. Nobody really talks about what happens when two people who have spent years together going off to work separately suddenly find themselves at home together all day. But there were also some surprises that nobody actually warned us about. One of them was suddenly spending a whole lot more time together. My husband and I have been married for 18 years. We had both been divorced before, and we got married in our 50s. We get along very well. We occasionally disagree, of course, but we really don't have big fights. But retirement changed the way that we lived together in ways that we didn't imagine. When we were working, we had our own routines. We were busy during the day, and then we'd come home and spend some time together at night after everything else that needs to be done. Now, we're together a lot more. And we discovered that just because you love someone doesn't mean you want to be around them every minute of every day. Sometimes it's just the little things. Last night I actually asked my husband, what's something that I do that irritates you? He thought about it for a while and said, well, when we're watching a movie and you're on your phone looking at something, and then you ask me what's going on in the movie, and I had to laugh because, he's right. But I told him what irritates me. When we're watching television and he coughs really loud and I can't hear what's being said. Neither one of those are a big deal. These aren't marriage-ending problems. They're just the little things that become noticeable when you're suddenly together 24/7. But when you're together all the time, those little things can suddenly add up and seem much bigger than they really are. So we've had to learn to give each other a little more grace. And I think that's one of the most important things we've learned in retirement. We don't have to do everything together. My husband has hobbies that I don't necessarily share. He loves reading and music, and he's never been interested in social media like I am. And then there's me. I'm working on YouTube. I love gardening and cooking, and I have plenty of other things that do keep me busy. Right now is actually a perfect example. I'm sitting here working on this video, and he's probably sitting in his chair reading one of his books. We're together, but we're doing completely, totally different things, and that's okay. In fact, I think it's very healthy to do that. When we don't expect the other person to be our only source of entertainment, we have our own interests, our own quiet time, and our own space. And then we'll come back together at some point. We still make time for each other for sure. Retirement doesn't mean doing everything separately either. Every afternoon around 5 o'clock, we'll watch the news together. Then we'll have dinner and find something to watch and talk. And we enjoy also going out to dinner, traveling, having family over, or just sitting outside together. Those ordinary moments have become some of my favorite parts of retirement. And we don't expect each other to be the same. I think that's another thing that really has helped us. We don't try to change each other. We don't expect each other to like all the same things or have the same routines. Even our own household chores, we have always worked that way. We basically share them, but we have our own things we tend to do. We've always done our own laundry. I do most of the cooking and the vacuuming, and he takes care of the yard and does the dusting. It isn't something we had to figure out after retirement. We have already found a way of sharing things that work for us, and we just carried that into this stage of our lives. And maybe the biggest lesson we learned is kindness. We do disagree sometimes, but we've learned that every disagreement does not need to become an argument. Sometimes it's more important to just let something go rather than to prove that you're right. Sometimes it's okay to just simply say, that's the way he is, or that's the way I am. Retirement isn't just about leaving work. It's also about a new way to live. And when you're married, it's about learning a new way to live together. And we're still figuring that out. But just looking back, I wouldn't trade this season of life for anything. After all these years, I think one of the biggest secrets is this: we actually like each other. We don't agree on everything. We don't do everything together. And we certainly have our own little annoyances. But we enjoy sharing this stage of life together. And I think retirement has made me more aware of how lucky I am to have someone to share it with. We don't know how many years we're going to have, so I don't want to waste them arguing over the little things. I know how fortunate we are, and I never take things for granted. This season of life has been a gift. We've learned to respect each other, give each other room to breathe, laugh at the little things, and appreciate the time we have together. And maybe that's what growing older together is really about. And if you enjoyed part of this journey with me, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. It really does help this little channel to grow. And if you have any advice or want to tell me what works for you, please leave me a comment, because I do read everyone.